You are not here. I look for you and still you are not here. Thorn of hope, how it hurts more and more. Crying out your name, love struck. Desiring your lips without makeup like after kissing them. You are not here. I look for you and still you are not here. How long will the hours be now that you are not here? Such desire to find you after so many nights. Such desire to embrace you. You have got me missing you so. If you could only see all that tenderness I have to give you, able to create a world and then give it to you. And then, if I find you, we will be once again desperately for each other alone. Hello everybody and welcome to our episode number 52 of Around the World in 80 Tangos, and today we make a wish come true for Thomas from Berlin, and his wish was falta, haces, Orchestra Miguel Caló.
A recording of 1963. The music was written by Francini-Pontier, officially also as co-author by Miguel Caló, but I think it's not true. The lyrics was written by Federico Silva.
And the incredible voice is Alberto Podesta.
Yeah, he sings without any restraint. So I think many orchestra singers of the 40s and early 50s, they had lots of restraints. They were asked to sing mezza voce with half voice, not so over-expressive, but in this time, Podesta really could go for the full.
Yeah. There was the 60s, huh?
Yeah, 63. 1 year later, Caló recorded the same song with the Japanese singer Ranko Fujisawa.
And maybe some of you remember in 2009 and in 2013, Alberto Podesta was in Berlin for the Tango Festival, played among Christian Gerber, berlin-stazo-marcucci, and Alberto Podesta was singing, and it was an incredible moment to see this really, really old man on the stage, and I remember I had tears in my eyes.
Yeah, this was really tango history performing.
By the way, thank you to Michael Rühl for organizing these amazing nights. And this very touching lyric is from Federico Silva. It's more an opera than a tango, I would say.
Yes. Federico Silva was born 1920 in Montevideo and died there in 1986. He started as a journalist. He made sport and all kinds of things. And he was a tango commentator between 1955 and 65 for various magazines. And he made radio. And he had a career as a tango lyricist. And he worked with guys like Sebastian Piana, Hector Stamponi, Raul Garello, the famous singer Eladia Velázquez, Astor Piazzolla, Luis Tasso, and of course Armando Pontier.
And when the orchestra of Miguel Caló in 1963 had a rehearsal for recording the song, then the manager of the orchestra kicked Silva out of the studio because he was always giving commentaries and saying, no, this has to be like this, and then they were so fed up with him, and I was like, go out, go for coffee or something else, but leave the studio, leave us alone.
This was some days before they premiered Que falta, haces in Radio El Mundo.
Back to Alberto Podesta and what Podesta is doing with his voice and with his incredible intonation. There is a violinist in this piece, later on in the piece.
Enrico Francini.
Let's listen to this part to give you some goosebumps.
So this is one of the breathtaking violin solos of Enrico Francini. Also, the rest of the violin section was also full of fantastic musicians, among them Hugo Barales and Suarez Paz, who later went to Astor Piazzolla.
Nevertheless, the orchestra of Miguel Caló was called the Orchestra of the Stars.
Yeah.
And they were like stars.
La Orquesta de las Estrellas. This was the official title of this orchestra, and it was true.
And Alberto Podestá played with Miguel Caló in the early 40s.
In the early 40s, he had his debut with Miguel Caló in Montevideo in the Cabaret Singapore, which was owned by Caló and his brother, one of his brothers. And while he was playing there with Caló, he received the business card of the manager of the orchestra of Carlos Di Sarli. And of course, he changed the orchestra because Carlos Di Sarli was of higher prestige, much more money than with Miguel Caló. And Caló was okay with that because he said, this is a chance, you have to take it.
Yeah, and later on they came together again. And Podestá played really with the big orchestras, with Pedro Lawrence, Carlos Di Sarli, Edgardo Donato, Francini-Pontier. So he really had incredible time, I would say.
Yeah, he was such a good singer, and he was so demanded that he could afford to change the orchestra like his shirt if he wanted to. Before he came back in 1963 to Miguel Caló and his Orchestra of the Stars, he had several other stations. Among them, he was working with guitarists as a soloist and many more things. And he died 2015 in Buenos Aires.
And with the feeling of these incredible nights when Alberto Podestá was singing in Berlin, we say goodbye from episode number 52 of Around the World in 80 Tangos, and we make a wish come true today for Thomas from Berlin.
Que falta, que me haces? A composition of Armando Pontier, lyrics by Federico Silva. This was a recording of the orchestra of Miguel Caló with the amazing voice of Alberto Podestá and also amazing solo of Enrico Francini, 1963.
Thank you for traveling with us through tangos we love, and we hope you enjoyed. This was
Daniela und Raimund, Tango Mundo, Berlin.
Take care and stay healthy.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Qué falta que me haces, si vieras qué ternura que tengo para darte, capaz de hacer un mundo y dártelo después. Entonces si te encuentro seremos nuevamente, desesperadamente, los dos para los dos. No estás